Hi, I'm Amber. I'm not here to be pretty. I'm not here to dress to the nines like most of our societal standards. I mean, I can dress to the nines if I want, but dang, this ticker goes quick. That's not what I'm here for. I don't plan on really having any followers. If people want to watch this, that's fine. I just want to come on here and kind of do a diary of documentation of what I experienced in my life, what trials and tribulations. There might be bugs on here. There might be days where I'm hanging out with my kid. I'm never going to show him. But yeah, I'm a person who likes to think outside of the box. And tonight I had a conversation with somebody and I was like, they say love is blind, as corny as that sounds. It's true. But if you could think about if you're in a situation right now or have ever been in a situation where you're with somebody, you always, as a human, especially girls, want to go to other people and ask them if that partner does something wrong to you or something that you felt was off kilter, and maybe you addressed it and they came back at you and made you feel stupid, or that was something that didn't need to be addressed, or petty. It kind of made you feel dumb, like you were in the wrong for addressing it. We as humans always go to other people because deep down inside of us, we truly do know that love is blinding and that we can't pull ourselves out enough to have a third party's perspective on the situation, because we know if it was a friend that brought it to us about the situation between us and a partner, or them and a partner, that we would give them our advice to the best of our knowledge, because we're not emotionally invested in that relationship. We don't have those ties to that person because we've had sex with them and learned to let a lot of things go because they bang us good, or whatever. So we as humans, I feel like we subconsciously admit that we don't know by asking other people for their advice, because we can't take ourselves out of the situation enough to look at it from a third party perspective and act as if we were a friend looking onto our relationship and telling us advice. So think about that for a second. Now pull yourself out even further. Pull yourself out of not only a relationship, but pull yourself out of your day in and day out. The 40-hour-a-week jobs, the choosing mortgage and rent over your health. Things like when you come to work with pneumonia because you know that you have to pay your bills and maybe your job doesn't give you PTO or sick time. So you're there while you're dead. You are exposing everyone to your sicknesses because money rules all. We are in a society-based nature. I don't know who the fuck set it up for. Now, I'm not coming on here to be educational. I am very not educated in probably a lot of things. But I don't know who set up this 40-hour-a-week job shit. Freaking come home, go to work, choose your job over your family. I would love to be on a barter and trade system, and I'm sure there's a lot of cons if we really got down to business on thinking about these. But I'd love for everyone to utilize their front yard to be a garden, and people to use their backyards too. If you're a meat eater, I'm not, I'm a vegetarian, but if you're a meat eater, to use your backyard for goats or chickens or eggs. And everyone on that street trades. Everyone on that street might still go to college, and we might have college implemented, not in the same ways that we do now, where it's basically forced upon you, or you're made to feel like you will never go anywhere. But you just have your little trades. I'm a barber, so maybe Sally next door, I could cut her hair and her husband's hair, and in trade I get a bunch of their vegetables. And then let's say Sally's husband does carpentry and I need a couple things fixed or whatever, and I could give him some of my chickens, or I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's a barter and trade system. But this societal based nature that we've been raised under, I like to constantly pull myself out of every aspect and think about why? Why is this in place? Why this? Why that? I am a person who questions everything. Why is this implemental? Why are we all following the same suit? This is dumb as fuck. So take yourself out of asking a third-party perspective for a relationship and act like you're asking for a third-party aspect on life. It's fucking weird, dude. I feel like that's the way we should all live. Like, question everything. Why do I have to follow by this norm? Why can't I just take the money from this house that I bought, that I have equity in, and just go travel the fucking world? Staying in the same place all the time is living in a box. It's not experiencing life at all. Here's my loud neighbor that just, like, likes to bump rap music, like, every night, like a freaking annoying ass. But my dog scared me. Look at her just sitting there. I thought it was a human behind me. That scared me. But, I wish I could bring up the text message that I have between me and another person where I said, I wish everyone could pull themselves out of the Step for Life machine that we have been in for so long, and we think it's just like the societal norm of day in, day out. And it's sad that when we're in our most formative years, when we're kids and we go to school, we're only taught about numbers and how to write sentences correctly, when we should be taught about life shit. And that's why humans choose vices, because when you actually get out there and you deal with bills and you deal with jobs and you deal with parenthood, not only on an aspect of the mother and father still being together and doing it as a team effort, but being alone. Everything is on your shoulders. We are not equipped to handle that without the knowledge and the preparation for those things. So that's why people turn to vices to numb themselves out. So we're literally making a society where you're told to in and out, in and out, in and out, day in, day out. Whether you're sick, whatever, money is more than anything. You have to pay your bills. You're not going to be paid. Come here and get people sick. It doesn't matter. You got to feed your children. And then we're teaching our children. I don't know if anybody listens to Alan Watts, and I hope that this is not going to be bad for me to say this person's name. I don't know about copyrights or whatever. Yes, I'm drinking. There's probably going to be a lot of bad things that I do on here. I'm also smoking. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. Only smoke when I drink. I have a bunch of acne right now because I just bought a house in July and it has well water. And I thought, oh my god, I don't have to pay for water. I knew well water had a lot of shit in it as far as minerals and whatever, but I guess I kind of viewed it as basically like bathing in a creek. Like, that would be better for you than the fucking fluoride and shit in our normal city water that's like, I feel like, kind of poison. But no, you have to have a water softener and you have to pay for the salt, and it eats the fucking salt like a motherfucking bitch, and you have to put like 9 bazillion bags in it. Like, one bag does not suffice. It'd probably take 3 bags at a time to fill my water softener, and I feel like that shit only lasts like a week. And I also have a pressure tank, and I also use iron out, and I also chlorinate my well so it doesn't ever smell like anything. Like, you know how you go over to people's houses and it smells like rotten eggs? Like, hell no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm a blonde. I get highlights. My hair looks like shit right now. I pay $175 for these highlights, and this fucking well made me go from like a pretty white blonde to like copper as hell. Like, it still looks kind of whitish out here, but it looks copper as hell. And did you see this? You see all this badness all over my face? Even these bumps. Well, I guess it's pretty much acne all over. I feel like I'm back in high school. And I was like, what is going on with my face? What is happening? Guess what? Well water has so many minerals in it that it clogs your pores. So I went on a forum and asked people, like, hey, who has well water? Like, I have acne. It's destroying my hair. Da 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 da. And a bunch of people wrote back and they said, we have a T3 shower head, which is $150, but it has a bunch of like, balls. It has a bunch of balls in it that are like zinc, magnesium, something. I don't know. It basically whatever minerals that are bad and like the calcium deposits and shit that clog up your pores, it filters through all those balls and pulls all that out of the water. So then, yeah, it's just better. I bought it on Amazon a couple days ago. Hopefully it will be here soon. Oh, back to societal based crap. I don't really know where I'm going with this. This page is basically, it will probably be my own diary. For family or whoever to look at, maybe when I'm gone, or I don't know. I just love to view everything from a more open-minded concept and question like literally everything. And I think that the way that our society works on a daily basis and what everyone gives into is kind of bullshit. I don't know why. I mean, we're not even given a choice to not go along with it, because if you don't, then you have no money and you can't live. So what other choice do we have? And that's the thing that sucks. I mean, I know the person who made the concept for the society that we live in now is way dead and gone, but sometimes I wish I could bring them back to life just to kill them again. Just like, brah, brah. Why'd you do this? But yeah, I think that most kids should go to Montessori's. I feel like we should teach them how to garden and be self-sufficient and just be more well equipped. It makes me very sad to see these kids out here who are not taught about life shit. And that's another thing. I'm guilty of this. I have gotten so into the day in and day out of going through the motions with my son, who is 5 years old, that I don't ever really take time to have a conversation with him. That's sad. I had a conversation with him tonight, and it is so freaking cute to see how they are articulating their thoughts and processing them along with their verbal skills to tell you their likes and dislikes. And my son is always so compassionate and empathetic, and how was your day, Mom? And oh, that's cool. Like, people need to be more like that. We lose that. We lose that with the way that fucking society is. I feel like I'm going around in a bunch of circles. I feel like I've kind of made my statement. When we're formative, we're not taught what we're supposed to. This world is fucked up. We shouldn't live the way that we do. Get outside your norm. Stop living with complacency. Complacency is the one thing that will steal your fucking joy and every opportunity you will let pass you by. And it is a silent killer. It's silent because you are so into your norm, you don't even recognize you're doing it until it's too late. And I know this firsthand because I just got out of a relationship where my whole entire wedding was paid for, and that was his problem. He could not get out of his complacency. He's lived in the same small-ass town, literally filled with cornfields, nothing, for 31 years. That is not life. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. It's fine if you want to live in a country setting for 31 years. But go out and instead of being a slave to your mortgage, go out and freaking party when your kids aren't there and you got a babysitter. Go out and travel abroad. And in that 31 years, whether it's comfortable for you to live in the country or not, go live 6 months to a year in even just one country. Go and see what other life is out there. Go and see how they take siestas, or the way that their life is, or if it's slower paced, or how many meals they eat, or their dietary things. Like, you can't just box yourself in. We were meant to do so much more.